Hey, hope you guys are doing amazing. My name's DJ Barton, one of your coaches, and I get to talk to you and train on a topic that I absolutely love. I'm very passionate about it. I have a lot of conviction around it. I've been in the home-based business building industry for over 26 years. And so there's four things that really help me understand the growth of my business, but also putting myself in a position to win. And I love when Ray trained on this topic for the first time because it just gave me a lot of aha moments. And so I get to share those with you from a perspective of somebody that's in the trenches every single day, not just coaching people that want a better quality life, that want to get to $1,000 a month or more. But I'm actually doing exactly what you do every single day to grow, scale my business, leveraging social media. And I got into our amazing profession over 26 years ago. I don't know if you can relate, but I went to high school. I struggled. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to get a job. I wanted to create financial freedom. I wanted freedom. I wanted to be able to travel the world, live life on my terms, and really write my own ticket. And this was one of the only professions that I gravitated to because it was a low barrier of entry with a lot of opportunity. And so one of the things that you're going to hear a lot about in this business is mindset, because you do have to put yourself in the right mindset to win. Now, what I get to touch on are what I call the 4 Ps. What are those? Pipeline. And feel free to write this stuff down because it's very important. You're going to want to come back to this. But number 1 is pipeline. Number 2 is posture. Number 3 is position, which is incredibly important. And then the last one is perspective. And if you can really master the mindset around pipeline, posture, position, and perspective, you will enjoy the journey. You will enjoy the process along the way. All right. And so the first thing I'm going to talk about, which is my favorite, which is pipeline. Because at the end of the day, no matter what business you're building, you have to develop what we call a pipeline. You have to build a foundation. And there's a couple bullet points within pipeline I want to cover. Number 1 is how many people are you talking to every single day about your product, your service, or your opportunity? Are you posting content on a daily basis? Are you doing reels? Are you doing lives on social media? Are you posting videos every single day? Are you prospecting every single day, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, etc.? It doesn't matter. And then, of course, are you creating engagement? So I use the term called DMO, daily method of operation. Every single day, no matter what, it's one of my what I call non-negotiables is my DMO. Every single day I wake up and I wish people happy birthday for a couple reasons. Number 1 is to wish them happy birthday. Let them know that we see them, we're celebrating them. But I also go and look and see how active they are on social media. And if they haven't been active for, say, 60 days or more, I delete them because I use my social media to grow my business. If they are active, I'll go love on some posts. I'll wish them a happy birthday. And there's a point I'll come back to. The second part is, are you prospecting? See, I post content every single day to create connection, to create engagement, so I can reach out to those engagements, which are the likes, the shares, and the comments, and see how I can offer value to them. So that way, eventually, I can pop the question to ask if they're open to taking a look at our product, service, and or opportunity. So that leads to the next thing is every single day after the happy birthday messages, I go and engage on 10 people's posts every day, 10 people's stories on Facebook or Instagram every single day. I go into 5 to 10 different groups a week and take the content I create on my main feed and go put it in the groups and take the engagement from there and connect. So I'm seen. So when I reach out to people, it's not a true cold reach out. They see my name. It's name recognition, which is brand recognition in this day and age, which is incredibly important. And I want to talk to you about the posting, the content, and the videos, because all of this feeds each other. I want you to look at your social media as a funnel. All right. All the happy birthday messages, all the content I create to create likes, shares, and comments, all the reels that I do. Just so you know, think about fishing. A reel is when you cast out there and you reel people into your network, into your community, into your boat. And so reels with the right hashtags will get people that don't follow you to follow you on social media. And then your content that you post on your wall every day keeps the eyeballs on you. And then the stories that you post, the 2 to 5 stories a day, will also keep them interacting with you and see your daily activity and what you do every single day. So all of it plays together. The birthdays fall into place, the commenting on 10 stories, the 10 posts every single day, so they see the name recognition, creating the reels to add more people to your community, and then creating the content to create likes, shares, and comments. All of it intertwines together. But when you look at the funnel, they all get in the top of the funnel. And your goal is to get them down the funnel into taking a look at your product, service, or opportunity. That is creating a pipeline. All right. And there's a finesse to do this, which we could do a whole nother training on. But I create a lot of content. I engage a ton to create engagement. And then, of course, anybody that likes or comments my posts, my stories, I engage back with them for many reasons. One, it helps the algorithms. But two, why would somebody engage if they're not going to get engagement back? Remember, social media is to be social and to be on media, and then marketing is to market. All right. So that's pipeline. A lot of times people will tell me, DJ, I'm struggling in my business. And what I'll ask them is to send me their DMOs for the last 90 days because I track my DMOs. See, what you track gets measured, and what you measure you can improve on. Very, very important. And so I keep all of my DMOs so I can go and, okay, if I have a lot of activity right now, or maybe I don't have a lot of activity right now, I can go look at my DMO sheets for the last 90 days and see where the holes are in my business. See, every business has a season. Like you might be in planting season right now. Well, you don't plant and harvest in the same season. So you must plant over time, pick the weeds, the crops, all the different things in your business. So 90 days from now, when it's harvest time, you've got that activity of people that are taking a look at what you do. All right. So that is what we call pipeline. Now, I also want to talk about perspective, and I'm going to bounce around here in a minute, because at the end of the day, understand something. Perspective is 100% mindset. Okay. The biggest question you got to ask yourself is, can you push past the down moments? Can you plan for disappointments? Because at the end of the day, you're going to ride what we call an emotional roller coaster. You're going to have great days. You're going to have not so great days. And here's what I would share with you. When I sign people up in my business, I ask a couple questions. Number one, I ask, how much money do you want to make with what we do? And they give me a number. Let's just say $1,000 a month. And I'll ask that person, that's great. How much time are you willing to commit on a weekly basis to get the $1,000 a month? And I'll wait for their answer. Most people will say 10 to 20 hours a week. Okay, that's typically the answer I get. And I'll say, great. So your goal is to make $1,000 a month. You're willing to put 10 hours a week in to get that $1,000 a month. If it took you 120 days, because you have to build your pipeline, you have to build your foundation. And I'll let them know, by the way, most businesses that you start take 3 years to see a profit. Now, don't worry, Mr. or Mrs. Name. It's not going to take you 3 years to see a profit. But if I can show you 10 hours a week to get to $1,000 a month, and it might take 120 days, is that something you could see yourself getting excited about? Excuse me. And they're going to tell me yes, because why wouldn't they? That's an extra 12 grand a year. Can you imagine going to your boss and getting a $12,000 a year raise, what that would do for you? That's what we have the ability to do with what we have to offer. Now, before I sign them up, I've already got a bunch of yeses. I'm going to ask this individual, and I'll share a story with you guys, is what is your driver? What's going to keep you going when you don't feel like it? Because everybody at the heat of the moment when they first start something new is excited. They want to conquer the world. They want to make as much money as possible. But let's be transparent. There's going to be some things that get in your way called obstacles, isn't there? and there's going to be people that get knocked out of the game with these obstacles. So I always ask the people that I sign up, what's your driver? What's your action motivator? What's going to keep you going? Like I have a guy that I work with, I'll leave his name out, who's a 20-year-old kid. And I asked him that question. And he said, can I be honest with you, DJ? I said, of course you can. He goes, I'm a refugee. My family are refugees from Taiwan. And, I left at a very young age. He's only 20. And my uncle still is a refugee in Taiwan. And he goes, I would love nothing more to send him some money. I said, that's awesome. That's really nice of you. I said, how much money would make an impact for someone who's a refugee in Taiwan? And he shared with me about $1,000. And I said, that's great. What would $1,000 equate to in the United States where we live? He said, that's about $20,000 a month. Think about that. I was like, wow. So realistically, you could send your uncle $500 a month, which is equivalent to $10,000 a month in the United States. He said, absolutely. I go, 2 questions. How do you think that would make your uncle feel? And you could tell his eyes welled up with tears. He was excited about it. And I said, more importantly, how would it make you feel? And he said, I couldn't even put the feelings into words. It would be amazing. And I said, well, let's go get you to $1,000 a month. So that can give you $500 to do what you will, but then you have another $500 so you can support your uncle who's a refugee, which can give him a 6-figure lifestyle if he was equivalent in the United States. And I do that for 2 reasons. One, I get his buy-in on something more emotional and tangible than $1,000 a month. But number 2 is I get to use that as leverage in a positive way, where I get to, whenever this gentleman's down or he's not doing his DMO, sending out the birthdays, creating the content, creating the engagement, etc., I can reach out to this individual and say, hey, buddy, I know you went out, you're 20 years old, you had a lot of fun this weekend. How do you think your uncle feels when he's expecting $500 a month right now and you let your guard down and lost track of your focus? We need to get you back focused so we can help your uncle out. Now we've got the emotional buy-in versus just money, because money is it's a byproduct of what you're really trying to get, meaning it's just a vehicle to get you from where you are to where you want to be. It's not the emotional grab is the $1,000 a month. So whenever you're building a business, you want to have these conversations with people that you're going to be working with so you get their emotional hook, their emotional buy-in. And so you got to be addicted to the activity, not the result, because the more activity you do, the more the results will follow as you polish up the activity. And at the end of the day, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're both right. Thoughts are things, isn't it? And so understand something. We also live in a world right now with inflation. And, is the glass half empty or is it half full? That's what you have to ask yourself. And I believe right now, more so than ever in the history of our world, it is the best time to build a side hustle. See, what's interesting is it's more, and I think about this, wouldn't you agree that it's more important to build the boat before you need the life raft? Or maybe to dig the well before you need the water? See, you may never quit your job, but isn't it possible that your job quits you because they could go out of business? A lot of companies have over the years, just because of technology and, COVID and the world that we live in today. And so a lot of people are like, we live in a world of inflation. People don't have the money or the time to start a home-based business or a side hustle. Well, I disagree with you because of inflation, it is the best time to start a home-based business because everybody's costs are going up. Doesn't it make sense to have your income go up at the same time? See, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? The other thing I recommend, which I have, is I want you to start reading a list of positive affirmations and prayers out loud and see the things happening before they actually happen. See, it's a different perspective when you start looking at as inflation as not as a negative, like, oh, woe is me, let me be a victim. It's, whoa, I'm in a position to help a lot of people that are, the rising costs are going up where they need me. I have a miracle in my mouth and people need to hear that. Isn't that a different way of looking at it? And the third P is position. All right. And I love this. This one right here is the eye opener. There's a lot of people, how do I say this politely? They're terrible. They stink at their business because they pitch out of position. It drives me nuts every single day because of the results I've had over 26 years. I get pitched about somebody's product, service, or opportunity. What drives me freaking nuts is they always pitch out of position. They don't ask if I'm open to taking a look at what they have. They are in position 0 on a scale of 1 to 10. So they don't even know where I am as their prospect. We don't know where they're at if you are just sending videos and just posting and praying and pitching without getting in position to actually win. So number one, you need to find out if they're even open to taking a look. See, if I send a happy birthday message to somebody and they respond, you know what I do? I put them on a pre-follow-up list and I go, you know what, Joe? Absolutely. And I hope you have a great day. And I do this vocally, by the way, in the Facebook Messenger app. And I say, you know what? If there's anything that I can do for you to make this year better than last by opening up my community and help you get connected with the right people so you can hit your business goals, don't hesitate to reach out. And I put Joe Smith on my pre-follow-up. And then you know what I do? 2 to 4 days later, I go pop the question. Hey, Joe, I don't know what you have going on right now, so I don't even know if you would be open to what I'm doing, but I'm curious if you know anybody that would love to make some extra money promoting and sharing an app on social media, leveraging our systems. Let me know either way. Did you notice how I didn't pitch him? I love the Ray Higdon mumble, right? Hey, I know we don't know each other very well yet, hitting the elephant in the room. That being said, I don't even know what you do if you're even open, but I'm curious if you know anybody that would love to make some extra money promoting health and wellness on social media. Let me know either way. Making extra money on social media. Either way, let me know. Do you guys notice how I'm doing all these mumbles, addressing every question that's probably in their mind? And so if you have to be in position to win, and if you're working with the leader, this is even more important. You need to edify your leader to be bigger than your prospect, more important than your prospect. I've been in situations where my new person has edified their potential prospect to me, and they're like, hey, this is Johnny Johnson. He's the CEO and the executive of this big wig Fortune 500 company. He's got the Midas touch. Anything he does just turns to gold. And hey, Johnny, this is my friend DJ. DJ is the one that got me started in this business. DJ, meet Johnny, and Johnny, meet DJ. Terrible edification, isn't it? But if you edify and put me in position the right way and say, hey, Johnny, I want to introduce you to a great friend of mine, DJ. He's one of the top 1% earners in the company. He sits on the field advisory board for our company. He's an international trainer. He spoke on some of the biggest stages with the most powerful house speakers in the country. He's helped hundreds of people create financial freedom and thousands create amazing wealth. DJ, this is my friend Johnny. He's a CEO, top executive of a company. I shared some information. I would love for Johnny to meet you and you to hear Johnny's story. Doesn't that sound like a better position to put your leader in than edifying the prospect to a much greater cause? So there's two positions I shared. One is when you're prospecting, you got to make sure you're in the right position to pop the question to see if they're open. The second position is when you're putting your prospect in a three-way chat with your expert, make sure you edify the expert larger than the prospect. Those are two nuggets that will help you get to $1,000 a month in income right there. All right. Now, understand something. When you are prospecting, you need to understand that people don't watch videos unless they're open. I'll repeat that. People do not watch videos unless they're open. That's why you want to make sure they're open. Okay. That's one key thing. And so understand something. Your job is to, pique people's interest, ask if they're open. They say yes, show them the information, and then get them in a three-way group chat with your leader, with your expert, so they can cast the vision net, close, overcome any objections, and get them started in your business. All right. Now, the last P I'm going to talk about here is posture. Listen, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. There's a lot of people in life that are like a leaf. When the wind blows this way, they go that way. When the wind blows this way, they go this way. You need to be a rock. You need to be a foundation for you, your family, your community. All right. If somebody, tries to knock you off, if you're brand new, is this affiliate marketing, or is this a home-based business, or is this some type of, network marketing deal? Now you got three options, right? You can get really angry, right? You can start getting in convincing mode, or you can posture up, which I choose to posture. All right. And because a lot of times when you're brand new, you start getting defensive about what you do. Like if you opened up a Dairy Queen, can you imagine somebody coming in and going, "Oh, is that a Dairy Queen? Gosh, you help people get fat. All those chemicals and all those fats and ingredients. The more blizzards you eat, just the bigger you get. I can't believe you're opening up a Blizzard or a Dairy Queen selling blizzards." Now, can you imagine if your network or community did that? By the way, I love Dairy Queen. That's why I used that example. However, but could some people look at that as a negative because you're putting out things into the atmosphere that don't make people healthier and feel good? The answer is yes. Now, could you get angry about that? You sure could. Could you get in convincing mode? Yeah, but it tastes good. You only live once. You might as well enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can go to the gym twice a week more than you do now and offset the cost of, gaining weight, things like that. That's getting in convincing mode, right? I want you to choose posture. Remember, if you don't stand for something, you're going to always fall for everything. See, you could say, yeah, it's not a fit for everyone. If you know anyone that'd like to make some extra money, I'd be happy to talk to them. If not, totally cool. Right? So if someone goes, is this network marketing? It absolutely is. It's definitely not for everybody. If you know anybody that'd like to make some extra money, let me know. I'd be happy to talk to them. If not, totally cool. Stop trying to convince people. See, understand something. If you get into defense mode and start backpedaling, it's exhausting. Listen, you're looking for the ones that are looking for you. There's so many people right now that are open. They're on their hands and knees. They're praying for an opportunity. Do you know the wealthiest people in the world have a side hustle, have multiple streams of revenue? And you know what's interesting? The brokest people I know in the world have one stream of income and they complain about it. They complain they're not where they want to be in life. Isn't that interesting? The wealthiest people I know have investments, have real estate holdings, they have stocks, they have bonds, they have crypto, they trade, they do all these things. They have multifamily properties, they have rental properties, it doesn't matter. And they have multiple businesses and they're happy. They're going after life. And then I meet people that have one income stream and they're just holding on to everything. And they have that, the mode of they can't let go of every dime that they ever made. Well, they're not going to get very far in life. So your job is not convincing people. It's exhausting and it cheapens you, okay? It's not effective at all. It's not effective. You want to put yourself in what I call offense, all right? When you're on offense, you control the situation. You've got the deal. I say you've got the cookie. Don't dance for people. I never dance for people. Someone might say, your video sucked. I'd be like, my video sucked. And I'm going to be like, hey, babe, can you believe Mary over here? She said the video sucked. And you know what my wife could say? Did she watch the right video? See, when you play that and dumb it down, it's not about the video. It's about the information within the video. Well, sorry that you thought the video sucked. Let me ask you a question. What'd you like best? Product, service, or opportunity? And flip it. Well, I like the product. Well, tell me more about that. What'd you like about the product? The fact that you could do this, and that, right? Fill in your benefits of your product. And that's what it takes, guys. So to recap, you need to build a pipeline. Don't start building the well when you're out of water. Start building the pipeline right now. Posture up, stand for something or you fall for everything. Make sure when you're prospecting and building a team, and understand something. Every major top Fortune 500 company recruits talent from other companies. Every major sports team recruits other athletes from other companies or from other sports teams because they're wanting to win the championship of their industry. So getting in position, finding out if they're open or if they're not, who they know that might be. It's okay to be a recruiter because you're building your legacy to win a championship in your life. All right. And understand it's about perspective. Make sure you have the right mindset. Make sure you have the reasons in front of you why you're actually doing something so you can push through the down moments. Plan for disappointments. It's not going to always be sunshine and rainbows. Be addicted to the activity, okay? If you think you can or if you think you can't, guess what? You're right. You're right. We're not in the convincing business. Is the glass half empty or is it half full? Either way, you're right. So understand something. We live in the best time to start a side hustle. More people now than ever before are looking for ways to make money. Inflation could be a bad thing, half empty mindset, or it could be a great thing, half full, because there's people looking out, praying on their hands and knees, looking for an opportunity, and you've got the miracle in your mouth. So master the 4 P's, posture up, get passionate about what you're doing, go kick butt, take names, and change the direction of your family tree, and go be the one. Hopefully that added some value for you guys today.